Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros.
Super chat from DVW. Thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated to anybody that supports the channel, supports the brand, supports the movement. $20 super chat. Let's get an MVP chant for DV. DVW, the Sixers have had nearly half a decade to make it past the second round. The people saying have patience are unreasonable. We suffered through the tanking days for a team who now looks less than a second round exit. Look, D, thank you for the super chat. But I do think you are overreacting because this team is injured right now. Here's what we need to keep in mind, everyone. Here's what we need to keep in mind. And I rant and rave about Doc Rivers every day on here. There's people that unsubscribe to the channel because they're tired of hearing me talk about Doc Rivers. I don't care. Here's what we need to remember. Doc Rivers, is he a good coach? No. Is he going to outcoach anybody? No. Is he going to get creative when you need a coach to be creative? Absolutely not. Is he going to get the most out of young players? Fuck no. Is he anything close to a Greg Popovich or a Phil Jackson or a Larry Brown? Hell no. But he has a championship. How does he have a championship? His roster was good enough. At the end of the day, Doc Rivers is going to play 8 or 9 players in the playoffs. You need 8 or 9 good enough players to win an NBA championship. And let's not forget this. We have Joel Embiid on our basketball team. In his prime, healthy, at an MVP level right now. And I got news for you. I watched Joel Embiid in his rookie season, air quotes rookie season, that he only played 3 months of. I watched him in his rookie season before he was this good. Before he could finish a game with 8 assists, before he even knew how to pass out of a double team, before he knew anything. I watched Joel Embiid take TJ McConnell, Robert Covington, Luke Ba, Mute, Alexei Shved, whatever other bums were on that squad. I watched them go 12-5 in the month of January because Joel Embiid is that damn good on both sides of the ball. So we take it for granted. We straight up forget that if you put the right players around Joel Embiid, you can compete with anybody in the NBA. If you put the right players around Joel Embiid, you can compete with anybody in the NBA. And now he has this passing ability. He's finishing games with 6, 7, 8, 9 assists. If you put the right players around Joel Embiid, you can compete with any team in the NBA. If you get James Harden back healthy and he's shooting a decent three-point percentage, and Tyrese Maxey comes back healthy and he's creating off the dribble and shooting the 40+% from 3 that he shoots, and maybe at the trade deadline, you move Tobias because I think PJ Tucker, Tobias Harris is a weird thing to be doing in a starting lineup. You're playing 2 power forwards. There's some things going on here for sure. But if you construct this roster the right way and you just get 2 or 3 good level bench players producing, DeAnthony Melton, maybe you get George Niang making some shots, which he wasn't tonight. He was brick Niang tonight. He was a 1987 Ford Windstar minivan tonight. You know what I mean? Sometimes he's a 2022 Honda Pilot with the sliding doors on both sides and the flip down DVD players. He was the old busted 1987 Ford Windstar minivan tonight. That's what you get with George Niang. He's a bench player. He's going to be inconsistent. But if you get 2 or 3 bench players that show up in the playoffs and everybody's healthy and Joel's playing at MVP level and James is doing his thing and Maxey's playing at the level he can play at, you can still compete with anybody in the NBA. Don't forget that. I forget that too much. I don't think the roster construction is good. I don't think it's perfect. I don't think it's exactly what you need. But Joel Embiid is so good that he can overshadow. He can hide a lot of issues. You saw it a couple nights ago. Without him, we would have without him we lose this game by 90. But a couple games ago when we won, he won the damn game single-handedly. Who was the guy? The Hawks, against the Hawks. So that's all I'm saying. Let's not overreact and act like this is the worst team of all time and they have absolutely no shot. They're not healthy right now, and there's a couple of weird fits still. I think if Daryl makes some moves around the trade deadline, we can compete with anybody with Joel Embiid and the right players around him. With that being said, I think Daryl Morey might have had, outside of the DeAnthony Melton trade, a horrendously atrocious offseason. P.J. Tucker, Daniel House, Montrezl Harrell. P.J. Tucker put on a Sixers jersey and immediately became terrified of shooting a basketball. He won't shoot it. He won't shoot the damn ball, bro. He won't shoot it. Bro, I'm so fucking tired of seeing this dude catch the ball in the corner and pump fake and dribble and pump fake again and pass it. I'm so sick of seeing that, bro. Shoot the goddamn ball. I said I was going to take that word out of my vocabulary. I apologize. Shoot the gosh darn ball. Anyway, that's how I feel about that. Thank you for listening to that little rant that I just had. I appreciate it. Shout out to everyone in here. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. You know the drill. We got another super chat here from Jordan Pollard. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank anyone that supports the channel. You know what, Jordan Pollard? Just for you being here and super chatting, you get an MVP chant too. Jordan says, how are people in the chat hating on Harden right now, talking about should have traded for Halliburton's SMH? Well, Jordan, I play both sides of that because of this. You went for James Harden, and you're trying to win now. I get that. And James Harden aligns with Joel Embiid's timeline, right? Joel is going to be 29 next year. Let's call it what it is. 7-foot centers don't stick around forever. You know, he really has maybe 2, 3, 4 really good years left in the NBA if he can stay healthy. So I think James Harden aligns with that timeline, and I think if you're trying to win now, the James Harden trade isn't a bad move if you can get James back healthy and producing the way he was producing at the beginning of the season. But Tyrese Halliburton is 22. And he is leading the league in assists per game right now. And he's a very, very, very good point guard. And the reason people say that you should have traded for Halliburton is because at the time, you could have gotten Halliburton and maybe Buddy Hield for Ben Simmons straight up. And you would have kept your draft picks. And you would have kept Seth Curry. And you would have kept Andre Drummond. I'm not talking about all the intangibles of the contracts and how the trade would actually match up, but I'm just saying that's why people say it. That's why people say it. And then I think Halliburton aligns with Tyrese Maxey's timeline a lot better, and then you have something for the future. But if you're going for win now, Harden's not a bad trade. Either way, you were in a position where you had to trade for somebody. Daryl was going to go Harden anyway. It is what it is. But people that are saying, like, Harden doesn't make this team better or Harden makes this team worse or whatever they're saying, it's absolutely ridiculous. I agree with you on that.